Mr. Jasper Chen. He is the senior ESG manager of the Hong Kong and China Gas Company Limited. Jasper is the senior ESG manager at the Hong Kong and China Gas Company Limited, Tang Gas. He joined Tang Gas over 10 years ago and is now a section head within the corporate ESG department. He focuses on formulating and driving the group overall ESG strategy and engage with internal and external stakeholders to improve the ESG performance. Jasper is a chartered engineer in both Hong Kong and also UK, and the professional member of the Chartered Institute of Water and Environmental Management, the Energy Institute, the Institute of Gas Engineer and Manager. I know that you are very professional. Okay, welcome Jasper. I pass the mic and also the pointer to you.
Thank you.
For a moment. Yeah.
Mindset into its business. So first of all, I'll give you a brief intro of Tang Gas. Although I'm sure that most of you living in Hong Kong are one of our customers, no matter whether you're using Tang Gas at your home or when you're going out to visit restaurants or hotels or even theme parks, most of them are Tang Gas customers as well. But what I want to bring your attention to today is our development in the mainland China. So in the Chinese mainland, we have more than 500 projects for now. And on the top right corner, you can see that we started our business in Hong Kong 160 years ago. And we started our business, extended our business into the Chinese mainland for about 30 years for now. So in Hong Kong, we have about 2 million customers, and in the mainland China, we have more than 37 million customers. In Hong Kong, we have 2,000 employees, and in mainland China, we have more than 52,000 employees. So you can see that actually the major part of our business is in the mainland China. So in Hong Kong, most of you know that we are operating as the city gas project, providing fuel gas to your home and restaurants and hotels and so on and so forth. And in mainland China, our business actually is much larger in all different aspects. Apart from city gas, we also have smart energy business. We have water and waste treatment facilities, and we have extended businesses. So I'll give you some more information in the upcoming slides. But since today's topic is about SDG, I would like to start with our management commitment and how we manage SDG or ESG in Tang Gas. We are honored to have our ESG committee recognized at the elevated to the board level last week. So we actually formally have 3 board members in our ESG committee overseeing the overall ESG strategies, including how we implement the SDGs. We have set up the ESG department last year in June. So we are set up for only 9 months with 10 members. In order to put our ESG KPIs into practice, we have 16 ESG subcommittees chaired by 25 general manager level colleagues, which are pretty high level colleagues in our company. And every year, this 16 ESG subcommittees, they will submit about 80 ESG KPIs at the beginning of the year. And we have regular meetings throughout the year. At the end of the year, we actually will conclude how these KPIs are implemented, the progress and the results. And on the bottom of the slide, you can see that Tang Gas actually selected four only SDGs that are most related to our business development, ranging from affordable energy, sustainable city and the infrastructure, climate, and then the clean water and sanitation. So based on what we operate, we think that these 4 SDGs are most relevant to our business development in both Hong Kong and in mainland. So for Tang Gas, a lot of people know our Chinese name as Mui Hei, but in fact, we have already faded out coal more than 50 years ago. In the 1967, if I remember correctly, we already replaced all our coal by naphtha. So about 24 years ago, we actually became the first company in Hong Kong to utilize landfill gas in our operation. About 18 years ago, we imported natural gas as our feedstock for the production of town gas. And in 2007 and 2017, we further extended our utilization of landfill gas to the net landfill and the sand landfill. So on the bottom left corner, you can see that currently for our fuel mix for town gas production, about 60% of it is from natural gas. About 40% is naphtha, and 1% of it is landfill gas. In the middle right corner, you can see that we actually started disclosing our scope 3 emissions from the year 2020. And our production of town gas is in Hong Kong actually accounts for 1% of the Hong Kong total emission. And our customer part, of course, when you use town gas at your premises, at your business operation, there are some emissions. It accounts for about 4% of the Hong Kong. So in total, town gas production and utilization accounts for about 5% of Hong Kong's total emission. And we don't have coal in our fuel mix. So this is a comparison about the greenhouse gas emissions life cycle that happens in Hong Kong for using town gas versus using power in Hong Kong. So in the table on the right, you can see that for every MJ that is an energy unit of town gas used, it is actually, if we account that as 1 times carbon emission, if you use power from different companies, it actually ranges from 1.6 times or to 3 times of carbon emission when we talk about the same amount of energy you use. So if you use town gas over power, you are inherently having lower carbon emission, at least for the Hong Kong case. And a lot of you, I'm sure, that have heard about town gas will be providing hydrogen, or what we call hydrogen ready. The reason why is that in the pipelines out there, we have about 3,700 kilometers of underground pipelines in Hong Kong. 50% of the gas that are running through the pipes day and night, 24/7, even for now, is already 50% hydrogen. So these hydrogen are produced from our production plants, and we are probably one of the best known company in the world that are using such a high content of piped hydrogen in the city. So I would just like to take this chance to give you a little bit of our hydrogen setup. So in the graph on the right-hand side, this is what we call the RPSA. So if you need, say, if you need hydrogen supply at your plant or your shop, then probably what we would need is the black setup on the right, this tube. This is absorption tube. So basically what we will do is that we will direct the town gas into this setup, and then through some pressure differences and sieves, membranes, then hydrogen can be extracted as easy as that. And the purity is very high, reaching 99.97% purity. In the middle part, if you are using a fuel cell, then probably you will have something like that. Or if you have some other uses, then the middle part and the left part is not related to the setup. So you can see that the whole setup, or the whole idea of extracting hydrogen from our existing town gas pipeline, is actually not very large. And you don't need another extra hydrogen tank for storage, what will make you a lot safer than having one. So just now I've briefly mentioned our businesses in Hong Kong, and this one is our business in mainland China. So to put it simple, town gas is committed to have 8 gigawatt of solar panels in mainland China in different industrial parks. So a concept of how big is 8 gigawatt is that basically these solar panels that we installed in the mainland China, it will generate enough electricity for 20% of Hong Kong's total annual consumption. And this will be done by 2025. And apart from the green power that it can generate, it actually also generates carbon reductions, what we call the CCR, or carbon credits in the mainland China, which is worth about 200 million renminbi for now, let alone that the carbon price will be rising in the coming 30 years. So we also have other clean businesses. For example, we have a plant that makes hydrogenated vegetable oils. This is what we call a biodiesel, second generation biodiesel. We have for now 2 organic waste treatment facilities, food waste treatment facilities. We are building one more, and we are building one more incineration plant in mainland China that will operate in about 2 years' time. On the right-hand side, we actually have different R&D centers that aims at utilizing agricultural waste to make biomethanol or even green hydrogen. In Hong Kong, we have different collaboration or business ideas, which I will not go through for now. So a lot of you may know or may not know that Town Gas actually embraced partnership with a lot of different stakeholders. For example, I think yesterday or the day before, we actually announced the winner for the 2nd round of Terra Award, which we co-organized with SPIC. Last year, or for the round that just ended, we received over 270 projects, carbon neutral project ideas from over 41 countries and regions, because the price is actually very attractive. The Gold Award every year we have a Gold Award, and the award is $1 million. So if you look at the news, then probably you will know that we have already awarded it yesterday, I think. The other thing is that we actually set up an investment fund about 2 years ago, I think, with IDG Capital. So it is actually Chinese first investment fund that focus on solar power, wind power, energy, zero carbon technologies, and it worth $10 billion. So this is how we believe that through businesses and business collaborations, money can play an important role in business strategies. And this is the ESG symposium we hosted last year. On the right-hand side, actually, I brought one copy here as well. We actually announced the TNFD and TCFD co-report, inside which we have announced or disclosed financial impacts from climate change events, extreme events. So you can, if you have time, you can come to our website, take a look and look at the figures. And this slide must be put here because we have a lot of different collaborations with Green Council, as well as other NGOs, of course. So the last part will be, once again, our photo with Green Council, and we are happy that we actually perform okay or pretty well in different kind of ESG ratings and awards. And lastly, I just want to take this chance to say that we are very happy that we are actually now a member of the Dow Jones Sustainability Index, stating that we are the first 20% of the industry in this index or this ESG rating. So I hope I have presented all I wanted.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you. Oh, this is for me, yeah. Okay, and thank you for your presentation, Jasper. And one very simple question. Because I'm also a past employee of Town Gas. Could you please share how Town Gas can keep the momentum to generate the green idea? Okay, in Town Gas, of course, you can supplement later, but in Town Gas, we actually embrace innovation a lot. Every year, we have different kind of subsidies or fundings from the top management to encourage us to do innovation. For example, I think I just received some bonus from the company for taking part for inventing a greenhouse setup at our farm. So a lot of different colleagues, because we have fundings, that means you don't need to pay yourself. And then even better, if your innovative idea is proven to be working, then they give you extra bonus. This is one point. The other point is that
our managing director encouraged it a lot. We used to have what we call the MD award, Managing Director Award, that earns everybody who participated in it earns an extra opportunity to present in front of our top management. And the award is also very attractive. And I think it's just how we build a culture to be innovative, and HR definitely plays a large part of it. And different departments, because the top management embrace innovation a lot, we are very eager or very brave sometimes to do new things. I think that this is how we promote innovation and do new things from time to time.
I mean, most of the idea, in fact, is bottom up.
Exactly.
Not top down.
Not
with
really.
the support from, of course.
But most of them are bottom up, right?
Most of them are bottom up.
And then there is a culture to do benchmarking with local or international best practices from time to time. So. Okay. So we do those kind of researches or benchmarkings a lot.
Mm-hmm. How about the? I know that you are a very big company. How would you imagine if you are in a SME? Mm-hmm. Is it this kind of approach? How can it work in a SME?
I think there is similarity for SMEs. Or even easier, because the hurdles that needs to go from the bottom to the top may be easier, or less obstacles in order to get the ideas to pass through from the front line to the top management. But top management still plays a major role, I would say. And actually, at the very first part of my presentation, I talked about the ESG hierarchy or the management idea. Having a ESG committee, or some other companies call it sustainability committee, that involves high-ranking people will be critical, because you have to let the bottom part or the frontline people know that the management treasures innovation and sustainability a lot, and this is the right direction for the company to go. And I think, and also as far as I see, there are more and more resources from the larger companies that want to engage with their suppliers or business partners to improve ratings, ESG or sustainability together. I think if SMEs have those kind of partners, bigger partners, feel free to reach out to them, and I'm sure that they will be willing to do it together and create a win-win situation as well.
Could you share some of the, you say, engaging your supplier? Because our first speaker from Leo paper, King Lai, also mentioned one of the challenges to work with the supplier. Yeah, one of the very challenging is to work with the supplier.
Right.
How would you you also mentioned this point. Would you have some sharing? How can you engage the supplier to help you to decarbonize or to work together on sustainability?
Right. Last year, for example, we actually engaged with 20% of our suppliers in terms of purchase value. We engaged 20% of our suppliers to do the scope 3 emission calculation quantification with us, because we see that scope 3 emission is a trend, reporting and improving scope 3 emission is the trend. So we actually engaged suppliers. We offered capacity building, training, and we actually hold them hands by hands to quantify the actual GHG emission of theirs, so that in our own accounting for GHG, our calculation can be improved as well. So this is what I call a win-win situation. On their hand, they know how to properly report their scope 3 emissions, but it's not only for town gas, because they have other customers as well. If they have the GHG emission per appliance or per product, then probably they can sell this idea for other bigger customers as well. So what I want to say is that you can utilize the resources from one of your largest customers, but then it is beneficial to both parties and maybe benefit to the SMEs for selling to other customers as well.
Yeah, thank you. Is there any question from the force? Yeah, sorry. Will you please pass the mic to the audience?
Okay, Mr. Chen, thank you. I'm quite happy to know that town gas already set up the hydrogen pilot plant. because such a new renewable energy, right? Very clean. But honestly speaking, hydrogen is not existing in the world. It needs some transformation from two other means of mechanism, right? I just worry about the cost. How can you reduce cost? If the cost is too high, it could be another burden to every citizen. So can you explain more?
Yes, I totally see your point. Given that actually this week our team was analyzing the energy price in Hong Kong, the trend. Okay, I totally see your point. And you're right. But one point I need to clarify is that for now, what town gas supplying the hydrogen, we call it gray hydrogen. So it's not green at all. Okay. It is not green at all. It is produced from steam methane reforming, what we call from natural gas. I think it is the readiness that we need to pay attention to for now, because the whole world is forecasting by 2040 or by 2050 there will be readily available, economically readily available hydrogen for the whole world. So what we need to do is make sure that we are ready for that when it is available. Okay, that is a gap. I totally understand there is a gap between how can it be that cheap in just 20 years or 30 years. But then there's another gap, is that if the infrastructure is not ready, then probably we will need to wait until 2040 or 2050 to start to building those infrastructures. But by then, probably Hong Kong won't be able to get any green hydrogen anymore, because by then you are only starting to build the infrastructure and starting to test. So I think the mindset for now is that get prepared for the good things. But then of course town gas, although we are only producing gray hydrogen for now, we are actually actively looking into carbon capture technologies. That part I can tell you. So hopefully sometime later, the hydrogen we produce can turn from gray to gray-blue and then to blue.
Yeah.
But it takes time.
Thank you, Jasper.